Senegal's President Bassirou Diomaye Faye has announced the formation of his own political party, marking a significant milestone in his political career. The announcement was reportedly made during a meeting at the presidential palace, attended by more than 100 mayors. The move brings months of speculation over Faye's political future to an end and signals his intention to lead a political movement under his own leadership. Political analysts say the decision is set to reshape Senegal's political landscape by establishing Faye as the leader of a distinct political force separate from the influence of Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko. And for more on this, we are joined on the line by Senegal-based journalist and geopolitical analyst Amadou Camara Gueye. Amadou, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Africa Update.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
How has the news of President Bassirou Diomaye Faye launching his own party, how has that news been received?
Yeah, it is very welcome by his supporters, collaborators. They believe that this come at the right time, given that his relationship with Usman Sonko and certain past member is no longer on good term. And that's why many people welcome it. And what was ridiculous is that Jamai Faye was leading a coalition named Jamai Presidential Coalition 2024, and he was the only one who has not a political party, and that's why he was very welcome. But on the other hand, critics view this as a betrayal by the president of the republic, who had previously stated he would rise above the fray. To them, this move is completely contradictory.
You know, I mean, if a person is given power, and even if he's just standing in that position for whatever reasons, especially with the arrangements that he had with the Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko, at some point something would definitely change, don't you think?
Yes, of course, many things will change, but because he no longer can represent the Pastef because there are a breakup between Usman Sonko and Jamai Faye. And the first divergence is the national debt, how to solve out the national debt. For Jamai and his collaborator, Senegal, need to restructure it. For Usman Sonko, it will not be the case. They need to not to contact or to be in contact with IMF or the World Bank. you know and this is the great divergence that Usman Sonko and Jamai Faye has. And for sure, things will change because today we can see that we are prevailing to a constitutional crisis between institutional crisis between PASTEF and the ruling government, because PASTEF wanted to change some law and Jamai think that he need to submit it by a referendum. So we are seeing that for the upcoming days, Senegal can have a very difficult crisis in terms of how to manage the country because PASTEF ideology may be different from what Jamai and his collaborator thinks.
And what is their relationship like present day today? This is now the Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko and the President.
The relationship are normal on good term. They are normal on good term because there isn't any member of PASTEF now being in the government. And last week, Jamai five member of PASTEF by decree was ruling some agency, some national agency. It means that there is a breakup and we don't know, but in politics everything can happen. Maybe in the future they can unite together, but at this moment there is a clear rift between Usman Sonko and Jomai. Everybody has taken his own way.
The announcement reportedly took place before more than 100 mayors. How important will local government support be in determining the success of this new political movement?
But it is important to bear in mind that it's not something automatic. Even if mayors follow him, it doesn't mean that the population they govern will do the same. And history is repeating itself. Macky Sall did the same thing, and we all saw the outcome. What is truly important is to grant more autonomy to local authorities in order to reduce their dependency on the central government and put an end to this hyper politicization of local governments. But it doesn't mean that he has the support of mayor that the local population will follow it. I don't think that it is something automatic.
What is the reaction on the ground? What are you seeing? Just the general population. How are they reacting to this formation of a new party?
Yeah, as I said it at the beginning of this talk, many people welcome it, think that it is a good thing for democracy because now it's arrived on a due time for Jama to have his own political party because he cannot run a coalition being the head of a coalition without having a political party. And it is clear that he will be able to assert himself in a political landscape dominated by Pastef, and he will be able to challenge them in terms of ideology. As today, he is closer to them on certain issues such as France, sovereignty, and Pan Africanism. But other people, however, think that it is a betrayal because when Jomai took the power, he claimed that he will be above the fray. It means that he will no longer be at the head of a political party. And for other people today, it is something very contradictory from what he said at the beginning when he took the power. And many people think that it's not good for him. But the real test will be the first local election. We will see if Senegalese people believe in Jomai or Sonko. And it will be the first test maybe on March or on June 2026.
And what are the biggest opportunities and risks for President Faye as he seeks to build a political movement under his direct leadership?
The first risk is that there are some status of Pastef, which because at the time being Joma is still the president of honorary of Pastef. He is a member of Pastef party, but there are some status claiming that if you join a political party, you resign automatically to Pastef. It means that Jomai will be kicked out of Pastef. And the risks are already here because recently a law was passed in the National Assembly and the president wants to submit it to a referendum. And there is a confrontation between the executive and the legislative branches. It is already underway, and it is clear that we are heading straight toward an external crisis. As I said late, there are very big risks in the upcoming days or upcoming months between the executive and the National Assembly.
Amadou, thank you so much for joining us on Africa Update. We'll leave it there.